You open an app, tap a button, and exactly 24 hours later, a cardboard box appears on your doorstep. For the person doing the ordering, the whole process feels frictionless. Behind the scenes, algorithms view this transaction as a pristine grid of optimized nodes and perfectly geometric paths. But when approaching a residential address, the math breaks down. This chaotic last mile is so inefficient, it accounts for over half of global delivery costs. The core problem is that the algorithm assumes the physical world is rational. In reality, the drop-off point is a landscape of narrow lanes, unmapped cottages, and missing house numbers. The only thing keeping this network functioning is the person behind the wheel. The delivery driver sits at the friction point between the sterile digital plan and a messy physical reality. Navigating an average shift forces drivers to develop a set of practical improvisations just to overcome the variables the software cannot compute. The first point of failure is geographic. Standard GPS navigation systems frequently struggle with rural British landscapes. A screen might promise you are 2 minutes away, failing to realize that those 2 minutes involve a dirt track that hasn't been paved in decades. Take a destination like Stop 47. The entire address provided is the cottage. There is no road name or house number. The software insists the driver has arrived, but the windshield shows nothing but empty fields and a single staring sheep. Finding the house requires turning down a hidden path where mud starts swallowing the tires and overgrown tree branches scrape the sides of the van. At the narrowest point of the lane, a second delivery van appears from the opposite direction. Neither driver has enough space to pass. It is a silent standoff in a lane built for horse-drawn carts. Reversing a commercial van through pitch-black mud and blind spots, while a scanner beeps about being behind schedule, is a specialized skill that no training manual can actually teach. In these environments, billion-dollar optimization software doesn't help. The success of the delivery depends entirely on the driver's willingness to keep moving. Even if the geography is navigated, the driver then meets a second uncomputable variable: human behavior at the door. There is a common phenomenon where a house showing obvious signs of life suddenly goes silent the moment a courier knocks. Footsteps stop and televisions are muted, only for the door to open the exact second the driver walks back to the van. Sometimes the customer doesn't open the door at all. Instead, the driver is left on the porch, aware of a silhouette watching them through a gap in the upstairs curtains. Delivery instructions add a layer of confusion. Notes often ask for a parcel to be left somewhere hidden but obvious, which is a logical contradiction. Other times, it is a scavenger hunt. A driver might be told to look for a specific wooden frog hidden behind a flower pot, only to find 20 identical pots and no frog in sight. These psychological hurdles force couriers to spend their time searching for lawn ornaments rather than moving to the next stop. The final variable the algorithms ignore is the local wildlife. A quiet farmhouse delivery can instantly turn into a confrontation when 20 chickens launch a full-speed sprint directly at the driver's legs. The task becomes a struggle to scan a barcode while physically blocking a bird from jumping into the back of the van or stealing a sandwich from the driver's seat. While the driver manages the chaos, the customer often watches from the doorway, casually mentioning that the animals are friendly. After a few months on the road, drivers learn to navigate these hazards by instinct. They can spot house numbers hidden behind ivy from 30 yards away and manage an entire 10-hour shift on nothing but a lukewarm meal deal and black coffee. These are the daily requirements of the job, unquantifiable physical efforts that no corporate spreadsheet can accurately track. By the final stop of the day, the driver has spent 12 hours in constant troubleshooting. They walk up the last driveway with mud on their boots and shoulders that haven't dropped an inch since the shift began. This creates a disconnect. A smiling customer accepts their box and asks, "Busy day?" The driver, having just spent an hour reversing out of a muddy field, can only reply, "You have absolutely no idea." The illusion of the global logistics network is that it is a seamless digital pipeline. In reality, that pipeline ends the moment a package reaches a residential driveway. The convenience of modern shopping is supported by the persistence of people fighting through bad maps, confusing instructions, and aggressive farm animals. The next time you order a package, remember the person behind the wheel. Exercise some empathy for the reality of the road. And please, make sure your house number is visible from the street.